Today I am going to talk about sexual offences in the UK based on the perpetrator's race/ethnicity. Let's get into it. This is the most recent government data set available at the moment, which divvies up the offences via the race or ethnicity of the perpetrators. So as you can see, it's been pretty consistent over the years. Let's then compare this to the Census 2021 data. 97% of the population took part in the survey, which is given to all households. And as it standed then, it was 81.7% of the population is white, 9.3% of the population is Asian ethnic groups, 4% black, 2.9% mixed, and 2.1% other ethnic groups. If we look at the sexual offences data, let's take the most recent one, which is 2018. If we divide the number by the total, we can get the percentage of sexual offences committed by what ethnic group. So if we look at the sexual offences data and compare it with the population, you have 71% of sexual offences committed by white people, which make up 81% of the population, so very similar. You have 9% of sexual offences committed by Asian population, which is very similar to the population again, of 9%. You have sexual offences associated with the black population, which is 9%, similar again, 4% of the population. You then have mixed, which is 2% of sexual offences committed by, and 2.9% of the population. And then you have Chinese or other, which is 2% of sexual offences committed, and 2% of the population again. So they're all very similar. So if you convert the sexual offences arrests based on the population, each ethnicity has a rate of about 0.1% of each ethnicity's population which are committing these offences. It is not heavily weighted to one part of our population. If we look at more data which is to do with child sexual abuse, which I've pulled up here, you can see that 90% of offenders were white, which is again similar to the 81% of the population, so it's to be expected. 5% were Asian, again similar, 9% Asian in the population. 2% were black, there's 4% of our population is black, so it makes sense again. 2% were from mixed, 2% of the population from mixed. So it's again very similar to the distribution of population. So that's the raw data. I would just ask yourselves to question why you see so much more reports in the media of non-white sexual offences, and ask yourself what that does to the general public's perception, and ask yourself if there's an agenda behind it, because the stats don't lie, the data doesn't lie. We're all got a part of our population, no matter what ethnicity you are, you all have a very significant minority, 0.1% of each ethnicity is committing these offences. So let's not pretend it is more weighted on one part of our population. Hopefully I'll do more videos like this. My intent is to inform, to create a discussion, hopefully be a resource for both sides of the aisle. And yeah, let's get it. Together we're better.